So, ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a very interesting day and age. A day and age where ignorance, fallacies, and lies are the new dictators of justice. Truth is subjective and let's get right. My name is Emmanuel Oquendo, and what makes me credible? I would say truth, as you would hopefully see today with the sources I cite and the evidence I present and have presented. See, I truly believe that understanding why income inequality exists will help us solve this dilemma. So now that you know what I'm going to be talking about today, let's get right into it. So I'm going to be going a little bit deeper this time with this presentation, focusing on what we can learn about field and occupation inequality between men and women in egalitarian countries, why we are so drawn to the idea of income inequality being linked with discrimination, and how we can sort this out and reach a solution. According to Gigisbert Stoic, which is a professor in Leeds Beckett University, which has a concentration in cognitive neuroscience, and according to David Geary, who is a professor in the University of Missouri, who has concentration in cognitive development, they found that in countries like Finland, Norway, and Sweden, men's and women's representation in job occupation, especially in STEM fields, are more unequal. And this is very odd to me because, remember, Finland, Norway, and Sweden are the most egalitarian countries in the world. This is known as the gender equality paradox, where the more equality and freedom to choose there is between men and women, the more polarized the results in career choices. So this is weird to me, as I said, because I would expect that in these kinds of environments, jobs and equality, men's and women's representation in these kinds of jobs and these kinds of environments would be more equal. So what is going on? So according to Richard A. Liba, who is a professor in the University of California, what is manifesting in Finland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and in all of these egalitarian countries is the natural gender manifestations and interests. Let me repeat that. So according to Richard A. Liba, what is manifesting in Finland, Norway, and Sweden is the natural gender tendencies and interests. So what is the solution? I believe that understanding ourselves better as men and women will lead to the solution. So according to Rong Su, who is a professor at the University of Iowa, and according to James Brown, who is a professor of psychology in the University of Illinois, they found that men on average are more things-oriented, while women on average are more people-oriented. And career choices differ on how people-oriented you are or things-oriented you are. And this is very well established in the scientific community. So we need to come to grips with the fact that, and this is not a bad thing, but as men and women, we are truly different to the core of our biology, brain patterns, structure, and chemistry. And the studies and findings of Bruce Goldman, who is a science writer at the Stanford University School of Medicine, can attest to that. So as I said, better understanding ourselves, of our biological differences, of our tendencies, and our natural gender manifestations and interests will not only lead us to better knowing ourselves, but it will help extinguish this hate that has been arisen recently between men and women because of the half-truths that have been propagated recently. So think about this. You're a business owner, right? What is your main focus as a business owner? I would think that it's to generate the most amount of capital. So if you could pay 77 cents to a woman's dollar for working the same amount of hours, same amount of work, same work ethic, same experience, wouldn't all your employees be women? My employees would certainly be all women. It's basic math, ladies and gentlemen. All these factors that I have previously mentioned need to be taken into account when discussing income inequality. The 77 cents to the dollar statement is just an average of everything. It doesn't take into account none of these factors, and it doesn't take focus on the individual, you. So, I believe that we as a society, we as human beings together, can cure this disease called ignorance that recently has arisen together. But only through truth will be able to cure it. I really hope that we, as the upcoming generation, we as the next rulers of the world, so to say, will strive to learn, teach, and live truth. Because the truth is important. If truth isn't our guiding light, not my truth, not your truth, the truth, then our world will be one of confusion, one of lies, one of ignorance. Do you seriously want to live in that kind of a world? So this might sound cliche, but it all comes down to you choosing between the blue pill or the red pill. You choose between living in a world of ignorance, lies, blissful ignorance, comfort, feelings, or you wake up. You start getting informed, and you see how deep this rabbit hole goes.